Everyone, you are watching Rob's MetalWorks. Once again, we are bringing you the best that San Antonio has to offer. And I'm totally stoked, man, because tonight we are talking about the band Ammo for my arsenal, a band that I've been talking about online and on Facebook for quite some time. We finally have them here on the show here at the home studio to hang out and party with us and talk about all their new music and everything that's happening with them. These guys are the future of SA Metal. Brings me great pleasure to welcome all the fellas in the band. Gentlemen, welcome to my home and welcome to Rob's MetalWorks.
It's a pleasure, sir. It's a heck yeah. The legend himself.
I love your music, man. And there's so many people out there that don't know about Ammo for My Arsenal, and that's why I wanted to have you guys on the show. You guys, I was telling you before we started rolling, have paid your dues. You've paid your dues. But, you know, with San Antonio, we're so inundated with bands that it's hard to kind of find the good ones. And I was so happy to find you guys because you guys are one of the good ones. So let's talk about the beginning of Ammo for My Arsenal. I told you guys off camera, you guys have paid your dues. Tell these people how you've paid your dues.
You want to take this one?
Yeah, we've been a band for about I would say about going on 8 years now. Originally, it started as a side project that me and Randy had another band that we were doing that was mainly just heavy and stuff like that. But we basically wanted to try to do something that had like mixed genre music in it. So I kind of just went with some other friends and we kind of just started a little side project. And basically that's how Ammo from Arsenal was formed. And then it kind of had a lot of member changes over the years. And now this is the current lineup. So that's basically like how the band got started.
I've kind of seen, a little bit of the transition, as I've started kind of researching the band. And I know that you and Randy are kind of at the heart of this band, Mark. But nonetheless, it's kind of seemed that Ammo has kind of stayed the same style. It's kind of always kind of been the same kind of vibe musically. So, Randy, what are you delivering musically? What do you tell people when you tell them what's Ammo from Arsenal about?
I mean, to me, it's when I go to a show, like I want to get my money's worth. Like I'm not like trying to say like anything like we're like a huge freaking band or something, but I mean, I like to play every show like it's our last show, like ever, and you got to play. It doesn't matter if it's one person or a couple of hundred people or maybe just 30 people or 5 people. Like just we play our hardest. We do our best. We at least we try doing our best and stuff, performance wise, and we just have so many mixed backgrounds on all our music preferences and stuff, from like metal to hardcore to punk to like emo, screamo, like even hip hop, trip hop kind of stuff. But that's just our personal kind of stuff. But I mean, heck, music's just we just try taking the best of what we like and putting into something that hopefully everyone else would like.
I was telling you too off camera. I saw you guys play when you opened up the Vernon of Persia tour. You guys went on tour with them. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I saw you guys play that night for the first time, and thanks to Sonny for hooking me up with the CD that night. But even before Sonny gave me the CD, I was like, man, these dudes are cool. You guys really throw down on stage, and I like that. And that night, there was a nice crowd. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but you guys were fucking throwing down, and Caleb throws down, fucking stomping that leg, and everybody's throwing down, man. And I love that bands who feel their own music and it shines through when they're performed. Because if you're not into your own music, you're not going to throw down like that. What is it about your music that you dig, that you want other people to love about?
Basically, what I love the power. I love the vibes of the music because, when we play, we don't play like a certain genre. We play whatever the hell we feel at the time. If we're in a certain type of mood or, like what Mark's really big with it because Mark does a lot of it. Like there's things that he had, that are life things, and there's things that he has that came to him in a dream. And, so whatever he was buying from that, he'll go write a song about it, or he'll be at work or doing something. He has a riff in his head. And, he'll go to practice and, he'll put it on the bass and we'll switch to guitar, or he he writes on an acoustic at home, you know. So
Yeah,
you know,
it's
you
crazy.
know,
A
it's
lot
just
of the lines he actually does
everything
is,
comes different.
well, actually, a lot of the stuff he actually brought to the table. Actually, originally, he's a bass player, but he'll sit at home and just strum out an acoustic and be like, "This is what I heard. I don't know, man. I'm feeling it." Bring it to the table and show it to Caleb, and Caleb will be like, "Oh man, that sounds good. Look, maybe we should throw this into it. Maybe we should throw that into it." And you know what? We should let's write this lyrics about like this certain thing, and this is what I'm feeling right now. Like, let's write it about this and turn it into something. And by the time we realize it turns into a song, and that's actually what we did recently, because we just recently just recorded a single, and we had a certain incident happen probably a few months ago that caused that song to happen. So without the incident, that song would have never happened.
Yeah. Before we jump into the release, and I'm going to talk about Same World, New Agony here in a little bit. You guys have been part of the scene for a while. You said 8 years. I mean, you guys have been struggling, working hard in the scene to get the name and to build your own reputation. Talk a little bit about what that struggle's been like.
Oh man, that's a pretty tough one. Me and this guy I've been playing with this guy for over 15 years. Like, we've been playing since like high school and stuff. And he's always been a bass player. I've always been a singer, and we've gone from band to band to band to band, and trying to look for the right groove, the right group of people. And
Yeah, I think that's been our main issue as far as I guess you would say like the struggle is the reason why I feel people don't know about us as well as they should is because of our member changes. We start getting a momentum going, and then we lose a guitarist, and then we have to spend all that time finding someone, reteaching them, getting them back in the fold, and then getting all our momentum going again, and then just to lose more members. And that's been our real main issue as far as keeping that momentum going. And right now, even with the situation with our drummer, you know, he had health issues, and we had Orlando come step in and help us out. So no matter what gets thrown at us, we always continue to keep pushing forward, even if.
And Caleb's been with you for a while.
Yeah, Caleb. Once again, we had lost guitarists. We actually lost all our guitarists, and it was literally just me, Randy, and a drummer for a while. And we were trying out guitarists and stuff like that. I actually met Caleb at work, and it just invited him over. It just happened, and it clicked, man. And he ended up going to the studio with us, and we recorded Malady.
Wow.
And then after Malady, I would say maybe about a year and a couple months after that, we did Same World, New Agony. And Caleb actually recorded all the guitars for Same World, New Agony by himself.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, he did everything on that.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay, so let's talk about that. Everybody out there, the brand new one from Ammo from our Arsenal is called Same World, New Agony. Go ahead and take a look at it. It's out on the streets. Be sure to pick it up. You can pick it up at all social medias. Go to their website. Go to their Facebook. Download it. Check it out. It definitely kicks ass. And we're going to talk a lot about this record because there's so many kick-ass songs on it. I mean, and it just sounds so fucking great, man. We were jamming out to it tonight. Before we start talking about, you know, just how great it sounds, let's talk about some of the themes about Same World, New Agony. What's going on there, Randy? Obviously, you are the lyricist. You know, and you know, Randy, one of the things I love about you, man, is like I feel your pain, man. When I listen to your lyrics and I see your posts on Facebook, I feel your pain. You know, I feel your pain. You know, and you know, it's an agony I think that a lot of people feel. But you have the balls to put it out there. You know, as a musician, you have the ability to put it out there. Share a little bit. Be candid and share a little bit about what you were trying to say with this record.
Well, I mean, a lot of it was actually lyric writing was actually me and him. Like, we'd usually like take turns on a lot of the stuff we did.
Basically collaborate.
Yeah, we collaborate a lot. Like, I think one of the biggest songs on there that probably like that I put a lot of like I guess heart into was probably like Alderon, just because that song's about death, and my mom passed away like some years ago and stuff, and I was there when the whole shit happened and like the whole process and all that shit, and just going through it and then just seeing friends die, and over the years it just like you used to know and seen yesterday or maybe the day before that, and fucking it just Like it gets emotional a lot with a lot of the stuff we do. Like, why are you just gonna write something and just throw it?
I feel like we're one of those bands that just mainly focuses on trying to connect with people. Like for me, as a musician, as a music lover, I like all different types of music, and the music that I like is the kind of music that connects to me, whether it's, you know, hip hop or metal or hardcore or punk rock or whatever. It has to connect to me. It has to apply to my life. It has to apply to the things that I've been through and stuff like that. So, like the title, Same World, New Agony, actually is basically the gist of it. I guess to summarize it is basically like you're living your life, and there's constantly more bad things happening, whether it's people passing away, somebody getting sick, getting, you know, even smaller things like, you know, a ticket or having to pay money out of your pocket for something. Basically, Same World, New Agony is just basically living your life and dealing with all the shit that comes along with living that life, you know? That's basically the whole sum of what that means, you know? And that's kind of like the whole idea of that Same World, New Agony.
Yeah.
The struggle continues. I told my girlfriend, let's fight the good fight.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Okay, so the record's been out. What's the reception been like? What have you guys felt from the San Antonio scene? Or people, you know, nowadays bands are able to transcend their region. So what's been the reception for the new record?
I think the reception's been fairly well. I mean, I don't think that we've gotten the exposure that I feel that the record needs, and that's the reason why right now we're actually in the process of trying to look for some sort of management or distribution deal, or we're trying to look for some way to get it out more, you know, to get it out to more hands and stuff like that. But for the most part, at our live shows, people have been. We usually sell at least a couple albums every show. Like we let them know like, yeah, these songs are off the record, and as soon as we get off stage, usually this guy's over there to go talk to people, and I always ask him, I'm like, did you sell any albums? And he's like, yeah, we sold a couple albums. So, I mean, for the most part, like I'm one of those. I think we're that type of band that we want people that actually like our music to have it. Like, I don't want it to just be going out to people like and them hearing it and just like, oh, like something that's just in our catalog, you know. I want people to actually like connect with our music. I want people to actually be like, man, like this song, I relate to this song because I went through this such and such situation, you know. And those are the fans that we want. Those are the people that we want. We're very humble and we're happy when people like it. But to be honest, like we really want those people that understand, like, and connect with the message that we're trying to convey out there, you know.
I did that. And I think there's a lot of people in the industry who will do that too. And I was going to tell you guys off camera, but I'm going to share your demo with some people that I know.
Oh, wow. Appreciate it.
Very much appreciate it.
Some people in New York that I know. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, sir.
So let's move forward. Great release. It sounds great on the fucking stereo. We heard it tonight. We got to talk about Cliff and Dead Room Recordings. Oh, God. You know, God, seriously. Cliff, we were talking about you tonight, and honestly, you know, it's like, you know, when you buy a pair of tennies, you know, spend the extra $50 to get the good pair, and we'll be happier. So we spend a little extra money with Cliff at Dead Room, and you get what you fucking paid for, right? Oh, yeah. Talk a little bit about working with Cliff at Dead Room. How did that happen? How did you connect with him? And how did you feel about the recording process? Did you feel at the end of the recording process that it was going to sound as stellar as it did?
Oh man, Clifton is just—he's an amazing guy. Like, I guess from my personal perspective on how everything goes, this last album we actually did, Clifton is just—he's remarkable. He's amazing. He'll actually sit there, work with you, and he wants that emotion to be conveyed into that music, to be put in there, like, just so perfectly. Like, and he'll pick at your head and tell you, like, you know, I don't think it sounded genuine. I think you need to push harder.
Right.
And he'll keep going and going, and he'll find out, you know what, that sounded good. All right, let's get to the next part. And then finally, it just, when you get to the very end of it, it's just like, all right, check this out. And he's just like, hits that button, and you're just like, listen to him, and you're like, oh wow, this is freaking amazing. Like, but he's the type of guy that is like, he will push every button in your bone just to get that emotion that he wants to be put into that song.
Yeah.
Especially once you tell him what that song's about.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really like about Cliff is that when we decided, because we did Melody, with pretty much everything we've ever recorded. Most people
Cliff did Melody?
Yeah. Most people don't know this. Most people don't know this. Most people don't know this, but since the beginning formation of Ammo from Arsenal, we have never recorded with anybody else but Clifton at Dead Room.
Wow.
So as he's kind of grown and matured, so as like we kind of grown with him. But the thing that I like about it is when we go in there, he wants, like, if you're open minded, I think he's the best guy. If you want to go somewhere where you just, you want the same old tone, or you want just want to go in there and lay your tracks down the way you play them live. When you go to the studio at Dead Room, Clifton actually like wants to take each individual project to make it different from the last project that he did. So basically, when we went in there, we all sat down and worked on tones. He asked us what the album's about. He asked us about the song titles, what are the lyrics about, and we actually were in there and we started doing like weird stuff. Like if you listen to I believe it's the last song. It's called LSI.
Yeah.
There's actually a part towards the end of the song, the last very breakdown, and we were actually recording, like it was like a mic stand, and we were like playing like a beat on it. And we recorded that.
It was the rim of the drum.
Yeah, and we were recording like weird sounds and like layering stuff, like just really trying to get like creative as possible with the record and just trying to like do out of the box kind of things. And I feel like when you go to Dead Room and you work with Clifton, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get something unique. You're gonna get something that's really well polished as far as your sound. Because everyone knows when you go play live shows, I mean, you got different PAs, you got monitors and all kinds of different things, but when you go there, like you're gonna go there and you're gonna be able to find the true sound, I feel, of what you're trying to really put out there.
Well, the recording is eternal. I mean, that is your lifeblood. That is how people are gonna hear you. I mean, fuck if they ever come to a show or not. They're just gonna fucking hear the CD and like, oh God, Emmanuel, I saw you. You want to contribute a little bit to that conversation? You want to say something about recording? Because you were the drummer for all the recordings for the band. So say a few words if you'd like.
Yeah, I've recorded at. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've recorded at several studios before, and Clifton. I mean, it becomes stressful at times, but he just wants the best, and you have to admire that, So I really can't say nothing wrong about Clifton about recording, but it is frustrating, but it's great. It comes out, the final product comes out great, and he pushes you every time to get the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? So the album could come out really good. And that's what I appreciate more about Cliff, that, I've been to other studios and they're like, okay, yeah, good. And then they'll just input the sounds and that's it. But Cliff actually wants it to be you, not computer generated or whatever, to make it, because we're the musicians, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's really about trying to bring metal back. That's like his big thing. Like he wants to bring metal back. He wants everything to be the actual players playing everything, like none of that stuff where it's like, oh, well, let me fix everything. Like it's actually us playing, like everything. It's actually him screaming. Mm-hmm. That there's certain parts where the notes aren't like perfect pitch, like because we want it to sound raw. We want it to sound real. That's like the main thing I think with Clifton is the approach.
So the record's been out for a little bit. What was there any strategy or what were the plans for promoting this record? I mean, obviously you guys play shows here in town. I kind of feel like you guys could be playing all over Texas. Is that something that you feel too? Is that something you want to do, or is that something that's feasible for you at this point?
We definitely want to get on the road and tour. That's for sure.
How legit does it have to be? Like, you're like saying like, okay, you want to go out on tour, but does that mean like we want to jump on a tour, or does that mean we're gonna go out and do it on our own? I mean, what does that mean?
We want to go out and do everything. We'll play quinces, we'll play Sioux 16s, we'll play Easter parties.
He's right on that.
We don't give a fuck. We'll play everything. Like we really just want to go out. We just really want to go out there and just earn whatever. Like, I mean, if there's a tour, you want to throw us on a tour, we'll do it. We want to do our tour ourselves, and we're down for everything and anything. So that's basically been our approach with the record.
So yeah, we were planning on this tour that happened in February, and I've been getting ready all last year because I knew one day we're gonna jump on the tour. So the tour was gonna happen, and in December I had a heart surgery, so I couldn't play the tour. And that's the dedication to the band and who we are. We got our friend Orlando to right here to fill in, and he learned all the parts every day, struggling, grinding to get the parts right, and they went on tour. And I'm still recovering from that surgery. But that's how dedicated and how serious this band is. Even though I'm not playing at this moment, I'm still there with them. I'm still, yes.
He's here in this interview. Thank you for coming.
Thanks. Thanks. So I mean, yeah, that's how much it means to us. Like, even though like I could be like real scornful, like, oh yeah, whatever. No, dude, this is more than that. This is all of our hardships, what we've all been through. It's not just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's because everything that we do is basically done through our own pockets. We don't have any kind of help really from like, you know, parents or, you know, anything really. It's we actually go to work and work our full-time jobs, and we pay for everything out of pocket, merch, full recordings, everything. Like everything that we've ever done in this band has always been out of our pocket. I mean, we've had, I will say that we had like a few little, you know, fundraisers and stuff like that to raise a little bit of money, but I mean, it's nothing compared to like the amount of money that we've invested ourselves over the years, you know.
Great. I mean, I love what I'm hearing tonight, because the bands who put forth that love and passion for their art are the bands who succeed. And those are the bands who make that connection. You guys made a connection with me when I saw you guys play, when I heard your music. You guys are continuing to work. You guys are continuing to do new things. I heard that there's a new single called Slave One. Oh, God. Why don't I have it yet?
It's not ready.
Why doesn't it in Rob's MetalWorks hands?
We don't have it yet. It's not ready. Clifton has it. Maybe Clifton's the only one who has it. That's the only guy that has it right now.
Clifton, why haven't you sent it to me yet? Clifton's my camera. He should have sent it to me by now. Because I always get all the new shit. But anyway, talk a little bit about the new single. I love that bands continue to work, you know, continuing to write. I think it's very important for bands to continue to be creative, to continue to bring new things into what they're doing, you know, staying busy, you know, keeping that interest in the band. I think after tonight, people are really going to understand what's happening with Ammo. So let's talk about Slave One. How come you guys are doing this single?
Usually just because, I mean, we were literally in the... I mean, to be honest with you, we started writing this song because we were about to play some, like...
The Acacia Strain.
Yeah, the Acacia Strain show. And we were just like, oh, man, like... I mean, we have a couple of hard songs, but not enough to fill that roster to at least sound or appeal to the rest of the show. So we were just like, you know what? Let's write something. And so I think Caleb had. You wanna get on this?
Yeah. Basically, this song is just about all we went through. Like, tour was definitely a struggle. It was definitely hard, and we just wrote about that. Like, for bands that are just stepping their foot in a door, I guess I should say, it was very eye-opening, I guess would be the word. And we just basically put that, and we're just like, you need to know how it is, man. Like, there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of shit that needs to be said. There's a lot of stuff you need to go through. And we just put that through this song, and we felt it was angry enough and yet motivating enough to play at the Acacia Strain show. So we recorded that, and we are just the results we've seen so far with Clifton. Like, it is definitely great. Like, I cannot wait for you especially to hear that. Like, and everybody else who can hear this, it's definitely great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons why we wanted to go ahead and go into the studio and record the song was because this is actually the first recording that we have Orlando recording on for the drums. So we kind of wanted to see how we kind of meshed, you know, with a new drummer going in the studio, because we don't have an exact date on when Chong's going to be able to come back. So we're still kind of, you know, just trying to test the waters and see how he was going to be able to do in the studio and how he's going to work with Cliff. But the overall theme of the song is basically just struggle. Like, basically, like, people will try to say that they've been through, like, they struggled, and the whole gist of the song is basically saying, like, you don't know what struggling is. Like, you don't know what it's like to have to really struggle. Like, and it kind of goes into the emphasis of what we dealt with while we were going on tour. Because when we first left on tour, we did our home show, which the show that you saw us at, but we weren't able to make it to the second and third date because the vehicle we were in broke down.
Yeah.
We were stuck on the side of the road, but it lucked. Yeah, twice. We lucked out. We got home. We were able to get the car back home, and luckily it was around income tax time, so we were able to we basically threw all our money together we could, and we drove from here straight to Denver, Colorado. We did an 18-hour drive to get back on tour and catch up with the rest of the bands because they're already ahead of us 2 shows. So that's basically the gist of the song, and it also, I feel, applies to just everyday living, like, you know, people that actually go through things, you know, like that have real problems, you know, like I feel like that if you're one of those people that has that kind of that stuff happen to you, then you'll be able to relate to it, you know.
Definitely.
So as we look into the rest of this year, you know, we're about to enter the summer of 2018. What would you guys like to accomplish later this year, Sonny?
Oh yeah, we're definitely trying to get back on the road right now. You know, we're in the talks. We don't really have a set time or a set day of when we're gonna do it, but we're definitely trying to get back on the road and, you know, get this album pushed out more. And I kind of think I think we're talking to Mario. I kind of think that's why we're doing this new song, because I guess we're gonna add it to the same world, right? We're gonna push it out more with that.
What I wanted to do, honestly, with this song is there's actually, like, I'm a big fan of like hardcore music and hardcore punk music, and one of the things that I love is bands that do splits. I love bands that do splits. That's, you know, one of my things that I like.
One side on one side.
So basically, what I was kind of trying to work on, it's kind of future plan, but trying to get another band from SA to do a split with us. And this is just one song that we're trying to get recorded for now. So we have a new song, and also, like I said, to get Orlando get him in the studio so he can kind of get that vibe going. But I would really like to do a split with another band in the future. One of the bands that I really want to do it with is this band called Blunt Splitter.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we just yeah, they're younger.
They're from San Marcos.
They're from San Marcos.
Yeah, they're from San Marcos.
They're from Blunt Splitter. They're real young. They're a young band, but I mean, they have, in the last few months we've been playing with them, from the first day to the last show we played, they just keep evolving and keep getting better and better at every show. And I talked to the singer a while back. They said they're cool with it. So I'm just once we get all that all set in motion and put everything all together, then we're gonna make that happen.
I mean, it's still up in the air. It's just, you know, something that, because I'm very impatient. I'm constantly
Definitely.
I can listen to an album and it could just come out a week ago, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for something new, you know. And I feel that's the attention span of most people. Like, when it comes to music, like, they hear something and they like it or they love it, and then, you know, they, after a while, like, boom, they want something new. So like that's kind of the reason why we did the single. But eventually I would like to do a split with another band, whether it's Blunt Splitter or someone else that, you know, is willing to do it.
Before we kind of, as we get near the end of this interview, I also want to give Orlando an opportunity to kind of chat. He's the only one that hasn't spoken tonight. Orlando, you're kind of like the new guy. I've seen you in the photos and some of the new media that the band is doing. Share a little bit about what it's been like kind of jumping into this band. Share a little bit with the people out there about your background, like where are you from? Because I'm not familiar with it. I've never seen you before, and you know, obviously if these guys have you in the band, you're pretty cool. You're drumming wise.
I've pretty much I started because of Caleb. I've been playing with him since probably like high school, mid high school, and John Jay High School. Yeah. I've actually I've known this guy since. Definitely. I've known this guy since like 3rd grade.
Really?
Yeah, and pretty much he was the one that got me into like playing with a band. I at the time when he like asked me to play, or when we started playing, I was the only experience I had was I was in marching band, and after that, like playing with him, I love playing. We played a lot at the Rabbit, and then after that, I stopped playing for a good while. And then he just like when the whole thing with Chong happened, he just asked me if I wanted to play, and like I had been waiting for it. Like I miss playing so much, and like I had already I loved their music. I had pretty much learned like their songs before they even asked me if I wanted to play with them, and yeah, exactly. Yep.
He's only, actually, to be honest with you, he's the only proper musician. He's honestly the only knows how to read music notes.
But I've honestly loved every single moment that I've played with these guys. Like since I started, I played. It was like a small house show getting ready for tour, and like even then, I loved every single moment. I've just, these guys are like my brothers. I love these guys, and they've just made me feel so welcome into this like family, and it's been an awesome experience. I love it.
Relish in it, my friend. Relish in it, because life is fleeting. Life is fleeting. So now, as we look ahead, I mean, obviously you guys want to support this record. I think you guys should give this record as much support as possible. You guys will release a new single. When will the new single be released? I don't think I heard that.
We don't have an exact date right now. Like I said, we're still just trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with that single. And we're still in the process of trying to record another video for Melody. We kind of have an idea of what song we want to do.
Well, I saw the video for Atlas Eye. Very cool fucking video. Let's talk about that. Yeah, is that where we're going?
I'm sorry.
Same world.
Same world.
He said Melody.
I said Melody. Same world.
It was Atlas Eye, right? That's the video we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually shot. That video was
Too many shots tonight.
Yeah, we shot that.
Mark said too many shots tonight.
I haven't had no shots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We shot that video.
The drunk guys are more sober.
That was actually a really fun video to do. Like, it was.
I love that video. It's so cool.
It was so crazy.
All the dudes from like Bonds are in it.
Dude, what's so crazy about the video is we had this whole plan on the way the video was supposed to be shot originally, and as soon as we got there, it just started raining, and we're just like, oh shit, pouring. There goes all the outside shots, and we're just like.
We kind of had a small idea of a storyboard we drew up, and we kind of, throwing some stuff around with the guy who was going to shoot the video.
Don't you guys know it never happens the way you script it?
It never does. And that's the way. That's just life, man. You got to deal with the car's life.
My camera guy almost didn't show up tonight.
But yeah,
I was about to put Jessica behind the camera. I was like, what?
Oh man.
Yeah, we kind of just winged it that day. Man.
Yeah, like literally, like as soon as literally, it was like an hour before the show actually started, and we were just like, the guys started setting up their cameras, and we're just like, all right, we're gonna shoot some videos, and we're gonna get all these angles we can within 45 minutes, bro. We got 45 minutes, and I was like, oh shit. So we had to I felt like we were in fast forward, having to replay the song again and again and again, and then finally, like, all right, now we're gonna get some live shots of you. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we had to wait till the show happened. So while the show was happening that night, like he took shots of like what was going on that night and stuff, and all the thing we were doing, and us drinking and us selling merch and
Who's he?
Oh, AJ Moore.
Yeah, give him some props.
Oh, dude.
Garguts Entertainment.
Yeah. Garguts Entertainment. Straight up, man. Those guys, San Antonio.
That video was cool. They did a good job.
Yeah, really good.
And they're from this great city of San Antonio. So, like, I just want to throw that out too. Like, I mean, like, I love working with people from our own city just because, I mean, it just brings I feel like it brings more shine to our city. Like, a lot of people underestimate San Antonio and stuff, and not underestimate, but I mean, I feel like we're underappreciated, and we go to a lot of places, and like, except there's been a couple of times we've gone to some places and they've been like, oh shit, you guys are from San Antonio? Man, you got that San Antonio metal. And I was like, what does that mean?
I mean, that means you have history. San Antonio has history.
Oh yeah. No. I've gone through the history on that with the whole.
People from San Antonio don't even know we're from San Antonio. That's how bad it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with him on this one.
They will after tonight. They will after tonight, and when they see this interview, gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for coming on to Rob's MetalWorks. I want to thank you for coming over and humbling us. I mean, I'm a fan of the record. You wouldn't be here if I wasn't a fan, legit fan. I listen to your CD every day. I listen to it every day, and I rock it, man. It brings something into my life, and I'm like, I gotta support these guys. And thanks to Sonny again for turning me on to the CD. He brought it to me, and I listened to it on my way home, and I was like, what the fuck? Why haven't I heard this before? I haven't heard it before. I was like, holy smokes, So, as we end out, any last words that you want to share with, not with me, but with people out there who will watch this interview around the world? Share with them any last words about Ammo from our Arsenal that you want to say. Go ahead.
I just want to say I've been with the band for, about like 3 years right now? 3 or 4 years, yeah. And it's been a ride, but it's definitely been great. Just writing music that isn't really, I guess, express would be the right word. As to say, like, as personal feelings, and just as, I guess, being just yourself. It's something that, it's a struggle, and this band definitely writes about that. That's what Ammo for My Arsenal is all about, and it's just about being able to provide ammo for your arsenal. Being able to provide support for those who you love and those who you cherish.
Caleb?
Yes.
I love how you throw down, man. Sonny, any last words you want to share?
Basically, just we worked hard. We were at these guys that put blood, sweat, and tears into this band, and since I've been in the band, we do a lot, and like Mark said, we do it all ourselves. So and any last word? I said, be on the lookout, man, because we're not stopping. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing. So be on the lookout for us because we're not going anywhere.
Randy.
I'm definitely on that same page. The way I see it is just tomorrow's always a better day. Take what you want. Let nothing stand in your way. Should you encounter walls, simply knock it down. Blood and sweat is the price you pay for glory.
Randy, I want you to know something. People love you. I want you to know that.
Yes.
You don't know, carnal, but people love you.
Hell yeah.
Mark?
I just want everybody to know that, come out to our shows. Don't be afraid to come talk to us. We're all nice, humble people. Help us out by buying merch, buy some CDs, go online, whether it's iTunes or wherever, and just get our music, buy it, jam it, share it with your friends, and that's basically, what all I have to say about that,
Just gonna say this, just give our music a shot. It's something different that you I'm sorry. It's something different that you should definitely just give a shot at. It's something that's going to be new to you, and I very much appreciate that. I'm very picky about my music, and this is something that I love to play. This is something I love to listen to, so just definitely give us a shot. Thank you.
Yeah, straight up, that's real right there.
Thank you guys. I've been a fan of your music for a long, long time, and I've been jamming Same World, New Agony for a long, long time. I listen to it every day, like I told you. It's just, it's just part of my repertoire. I love it, and it's been my pleasure and my honor to have you guys here on our show. I hope that people out there will take interest and purchase the CD and listen to it and come to know this band. Everyone out there, remember, you saw the band right here on Rob's MetalWorks. Ammo for My Fucking Arsenal is one of the premier bands in San Antonio. I back them 100%, and you should too. You saw them right here only on Rob's